Hey there, listeners. Are you tired of giving the same old gifts for Father's Day?
Want to surprise Dad with something unique and delicious?
Well, have we got the perfect solution for you?
Introducing Jerky in a Box, the ultimate gift for any meat-loving dad out there.
Jerky in a Box offers premium handcrafted jerky made of 100% local Canadian beef.
Now let me tell you folks, this isn't your average jerky. It's made with closely guarded family marinade recipes and smoked with signature hardwood.
Plus, it's all made in a small town community meat locker in Drake, Saskatchewan, where they've been perfecting their craft for 4 generations.
That's right. Jerky in a Box is all about great meat and great people. No gimmicks, no fads, just extraordinary jerky delivered straight to your door.
So this Father's Day, skip the ties and the socks. Give Dad something he really enjoys.
Head over to www.jerkyinabox.ca to order yours today.
And hey, why not treat yourself to some tasty jerky while you're at it?
That's www.jerkyinabox.ca. Get your hands on the best jerky around and make this Father's Day one to remember. Use the promo code The Bush League Podcast,
And you can save 15% on your order.
Welcome to the Bush League Podcast, a show about nothing and everything.
And continue.
So Dad calls me on last, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing Saturday?" I'm like, I don't know, nothing. Like, I don't know why. "Oh, do you want to come with me to pick a car up?" I'm like, "Where are you going to pick a car up?" Dad picks cars up for Mazda and for Ford and for whoever, needs a car brought back and forth. And he's been doing it a lot. Like, well, on and off. So sometimes he'll go to like Halifax and pick a car up. He'll go to Newfoundland. He went to Labrador.
It's the quintessential retired guy's job.
Yes, exactly. This is exactly right. So anyway, he's like, "Yeah, you come for a drive." I said, "Well, where are we going?" He goes, "Well, I'm going to Quebec." I was like, "Okay." I'm thinking, how far could it possibly be? It's only going to be like 2 hours. And then back in 2 hours. We'll be back in 4. 8 hours late, back in 4. I was like, "Where are we going?" He's like, "Don't worry, we're going to the Gas Bay." I'm like, "Okay, the Gas Bay, that's Edmonton. You cross the border, you're fine." No.
It's kind of a big spot.
I'm coming to find out. So Dad's like, "Oh, well, come on." So we have this little, now, of course, Dad, anybody who knows anything about and have heard this in the podcast, that my dad is a huge Ford person. He loves his truck, his F-150. Tyson can attest, you could eat off the floor of any of my father's vehicles.
And I have.
And he has. And we took this little 4-cylinder Hyundai up with like 14-inch tires. So anyway, we go out, we're driving along. I'm like, "Oh yeah." Dad goes, "I'm going to take you through the mountain pass." I'm like, "What's the mountain pass?" Like, "You'll see." So as I look at a sign that says you are 539 meters up in the air, I'm like, "What is that in feet?" Dad's like, "I don't know, figure it out." 1,695 feet up. And I was still cracking my head to look at the top of these mountains as I'm driving by them. Like, it was the most incredible drive I've ever been on. I don't even remember, like, it was twists and turns and switchbacks. And Dad goes, "Hey, look at this turn." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, you're going to meet yourself as we go around it." I'm like, "What?" Anyway, eventually we just kept driving and driving. All of a sudden we stopped. Like, we slowed down. Dad goes, "Oh," he said, "look up ahead. You're going to see something." All I've been seeing is trees, rocks, couple of deer. All of a sudden he slows down. This huge chateau in the, like, we've been driving for like 3 hours. Nothing there. This huge chateau in the middle of nowhere. I'm like,
It's a
where did that come from? So anyway, we drive. We drove in there and we went to Saint Mond or something like that. Anyway, I go, "Hey, Dad, what's that? Is that the Gas Bay?" Dad goes, "That's the St. Lawrence." I'm like, "Okay, we're a little further than I thought." Very interesting. Fun drive.
So you just get back 15 minutes ago? Is that why you had to? Oh,
3-day trip.
Anyway, I'd never been to Quebec, which is really funny when you think about it. Lived my whole look, Tyson, like, right? I've never ever stepped foot in Quebec ever.
I thought we were going to be your first.
Your whole life in a couple weeks before.
Do you know what I was
thought
trying
you
to
went
do?
camping there.
I was trying to lay down, just try to get a feeling for the province, kind of put it on like a pair of jeans.
Cameron's like, they speak French here.
I was shocked, sir. Shocked. All the signs, I'm like, okay, I have no idea where I am. Just keep going. Anyway, it was pretty cool. It was really neat. Like going from all these mountains, there's still snow in the mountains up there. Like I have pictures of snow on the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden we pull it and we're like right at the shore and it's like all like beaches and like just miles of coast. I was like, this is really nice. I don't know why I've never come here before. Anyway, just a little Saturday adventure.
We drive into Montreal. Cameron's going to be like, this is not what I was expecting.
What is
the
French people, eh?
I can only compare it to Boston. It's the only real big city I've ever been in. So, sure.
Yeah, I thought so. Gary said, didn't you go camping there?
No. We went to.
Is that one of the ones you were going to go to and then something happened before you got there?
That probably is what happened. The trailer wouldn't go up, it wouldn't come down. It's out. We opened it up. No water. Nothing's wrong with it. We packed it up.
Lots of innuendos.
I'm just waiting for the bottom to fall.
Yada, yada, yada.
It's up, it's down, it's out, and I'm loving every minute of it.
I'm loving it, Jerry. Now, before we jump back into our shenanigans, let's take a moment to talk about everyone's favorite snack, jerky.
Specifically, jerky in a box. The jerky that's as Canadian as maple syrup and hockey. Made with 100% Canadian beef and marinated for over 24 hours, this jerky is packed with flavor.
And let's not forget about the variety. With 14 bold flavors to choose from, jerky in a box has something for every taste bud. From savory to spicy, they've got it all.
Did you know Jerky in a Box offers free shipping on orders over $65 anywhere in Canada? It's like a gift from the meat-loving heavens.
And here's a little something extra for our listeners. Use code The Bush League Podcast at checkout for an exclusive 15% off your order.
So what are you waiting for? Head over to jerkyinabox.ca and stock up on the snack that's perfect for road trips, gaming, marathons, or just satisfying those mid-show cravings.
Now back to the show. So Jay, this is the worst change of subject ever.
Right.
Am I recording?
Yeah.
You can hear me.
Red dot.
What?
But usually on my screen, I get the little bouncy, like I can see the level of my own voice.
You don't see it?
No, nothing.
But I can hear you.
I know.
I got your level here, Tyson.
Okay. Because it's
And
bouncing
it's-
on my Personas. I can see it, but it's not. Anyway.
Are
And
you
you're
using a Mac?
You know me.
Yeah, there's
You got
always
a red
gonna be
light. We all
difficult
got
one
the
in
red
group.
light.
As long as we all got the red light.
That's right. We're all stopping.
All right. Cameron, I had an adventure too, but it was different than yours.
Go on. Carry on.
For the first time since COVID, I took a bunch of kids to Drama Fest again.
Do you now know the reason why you didn't want to do that?
Well, listen, I will tell you, I won't even get into the Drama Fest shenanigans. We by far had the best behaved students there. I mean, I'm sure there
so
was
it was
other
easy.
schools that was well behaved too. Yeah, but I chaperoned at the dance. And I was out.
So this was a do as I say, not as I did kind of moment,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Okay.
But I mean, when I tell you I didn't sleep, so like, Gary still lives in Fredericton and Cameron used to live in Fredericton. But like, if you drive through campus, the bay door to that little black box theater, there's that little traffic circle. So I got to tell you, because this is you already quoted Seinfeld. So this is your Seinfeld moment. You'll get this one. So 2 weeks before we go, we decide we're going. Me and Dave Gopi talk about how big of a set we're going to bring. And I don't know, you only have 20 minutes to set up and 10 minutes to tear down. And then we're looking for the measurements of the black box. and you look them up and all the measurements are there, but they don't give you the measurements of the hallway going into the theater.
Oh, no.
So like in the bay door, Gary just says, bay door. Cool story. Is it a 20 by 20 foot garage door, or is it a bifold door, or is it, right? Because I've got levels and boxes and stuff, and then I got kind of another version of the set that we can bring and we'll be fine, right? But everyone's expecting James and Hill to bring a big... Anyway, so that's neither here. We're going through all those motions. When we decide what we're bringing, when we first decided, we wanted a 26-foot truck, U-Haul.
Okay.
So we called U-Haul in Miramichi, and they're sorry to tell us, but they're closing next week. So we can't get a U-Haul. So then So they refer us. So they refer us to Nigawak. And I was like, well, I'm not driving all the way to Nigawak for a U-Haul. And then, because like Cameron, when I come back, they charge you per day, right? So when I come back, we drop the kids off, and I have to unload the set and all of their luggage out of this U-Haul. And then they all get to go home, and we've been gone for 3 days, and now I'm driving all the way to Nigawak to drop off a U-Haul, have to get someone to follow me. Anyway, you guys know, you got to drop it off full. Like, I want to go home. Right? So then we call
U-Haul.
So then we call Enterprise, right? Yes, we have cube vans.
Come pick you up.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll come pick you up. Yeah, the whole bit. They got the slogan and everything. Yeah, they don't have any. So, but they're cheaper than U-Haul. So they refer us to Moncton. So we call Moncton. And Moncton says, you can picture, because we don't have a lot of time at school, right? Like we get like a 50-minute prep. That's what we get. So then, then Gopi calls Moncton and waits on hold. And just for like 5 or 10 minutes or whatever, but it seemed like an eternity when we're stuck. They refer us to Dartmouth. They don't have any either, but Dartmouth does. So then
nobody's got anything.
Gopi kind of decides, like, yeah, well, like, we're not even calling Dartmouth. This is stupid, right? So we'll go back to Nigawak, and we booked the 26-foot truck in Nigawak, right? So in the meantime, a week goes by, we downsize the set, okay? And Candace calls the group in Nigawak and says, do you have smaller trucks? And actually, we do. And we still brought, like, I brought 2 4x8 foot walls that snap together and 6 sets of lockers. And we had 1-arm bandit desks for all the cast that come out for a classroom scene and all this stuff, right? Like it's pretty full. So then they couldn't get us a U-Haul. They couldn't get one at all. They called us back, couldn't get one.
Wait.
No, this is the roller coaster. Just wait. Oh, Cameron, no. Just wait. You'll want to quote that again in a sec. So then Brian Siddle, bless him, says, listen, I'll empty one of my trailers. You take one of mine, but you got to get something to pull it, right? Very best. So then we call back to Enterprise. Do you guys rent pickup trucks? Yes, we do. Awesome, because I'm looking to pull a trailer to Frederick. Oh, no, you can't pull anything with it. Then why do you rent the truck? What's the truck for? Like, who in their right mind would rent a truck? I need to rent a truck. I need to go get some lumber. You know what I mean? I need to go get some... Well, no, you can't pull... You can't put anything in it.
Got to rent the cube van to do that.
You got to rent... Yeah, where's that?
We don't have any of those.
You rent trucks? Yeah. You rent trailers? Yeah. Can I rent the 2 of them together? No.
So,
for a couple of days, we're looking for something to pull it. Nobody offers us up a truck. And like, I know my RAV4 would technically pull it. But then I'm leaving, I'm leaving Amanda, but not loaded. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to put a lot of stuff in this. And then it was like, it's questionable, but I don't even want to try it because Amanda won't have a car for 3 days if I take the RAV4. You know what I mean? We're just doing the whole back and forth. So Candace, out of desperation, calls the Nigawak U-Haul again, books us a 20-foot truck, talks them down, tells them it's for school, gets a way better deal than what we were told to begin with. Goes through the whole motions, and then we're all joking with Candace, like, I want you in, like, my mortgage is up for renewal in the fall. Like, no, she scraped like $300 off this U-Haul price out of nowhere. So, you ready for this? So, 2 days before, so when can we pick up this U-Haul? Now Cameron can get ready to quote Seinfeld. When can we pick up this U-Haul? And they're apologizing to us. We're so sorry. The person who took the U-Haul last was supposed to bring it back yesterday, and they haven't brought it back yet, and we can't get a hold of them. So, this is going to bring me back to the black box in that little bay door again in a second, Cam.
Newman!
Okay. Oh, yeah, it comes all the way around like a Seinfeld. So I was like, okay, so it's not, And so then we call back, and they have another truck there, and then they have the 26-foot truck there if we want it. And then it was like, no, we got a hold of him. He's bringing back the truck tomorrow morning. So, okay, so we want the 20-footer. I don't want to drive a 26-foot truck all around downtown Fredericton. No thanks. You know what I mean? I'm picturing campus and all that. It's just not, it's already not fun driving through campus. I don't want to drive
be the
a
next
26-foot truck.
viral video of the truck that gets stuck under that bridge there.
You've driven truck and trailer. Like, I just pictured me in this U-Haul taking a right-hand turn going into the dorms and me taking out the new planter that the guys out there with, right? So, because, well, all those are tight fits, those parking lots. Like, they're not fun.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't made for...
They weren't built for that stuff. Yeah.
So the night before, the kids are practicing and we're getting ready to pack. And we can't get the U-Haul till the next day or whatever. And Gopi walks up to me and said, I just got off the phone. They just called me back.
No.
And I said, what? He said, they didn't bring back the U-Haul. The guy, he said that he'd be there by lunch and he's still not there. And I said, so what's going on? He said, well, Adam Hayward's driving through because he was in Tapas and Tack school today. He stopped in. You ready for this? Is the operation they're running down there, Cam. He stopped in and said, I'm here to pick up a U-Haul for Dave Gopi. And he said, well, it's the 20-footer's not here. Like, we called the guy. He said he'd be here and it's not back yet. And Adam said, well, like, I need to drive them a truck back. They got to pack tonight. And the guy said, here, and gave him the key to the 26-footer. Didn't take his license, didn't take a signature, didn't have nothing. What? Just handed. So then Adam calls Gopi and says, like, I don't know what kind of operation they're running down there. But like, a stranger just walked off the street, rhymed off a reservation, and they went, oh yeah, well, we don't have that here. I gave to the 26-footer.
I wonder if they're missing the 20-foot one.
So that is the Seinfeld episode of, like, you know how to take the reservation. You don't know how to keep
exactly.
The and not all their fault. But the lady on the phone at one point says to Gopi, like, well, don't worry. We're charging them. And Gopi's like, great. Good for you.
How?
Doesn't help me. Doesn't help me. You're charging him for the extra time. Cool story. It does not get me and all these kids to Fredericton.
Yeah,
anyway, like, when I tell you the night before, Cam,
card number.
when I didn't sleep. Like, I drove up and I thought, okay, well, surely to goodness, like, it's a new year. They started up Dramafest again. Did they at least close off that little traffic circle where all the cabs go and all by, the Tim Hortons and Stu? No, sir. No. Cars parked on both sides. There's the bay door. I got a 26-foot stinking U-Haul that I'm supposed to back up to this door. And I looked at it, Jay, and I said to him, he's like, back it up to the door. And like the day before, and I said, Gopi, I can back this up to the door. Like, I'm looking, like, I can get in and back that up. That is not my issue. My issue is, would you look at the rest of the traffic circle? Because when we go to get out, we ain't getting out. Like, no. It will be backed in, parked, and left there. Not one other show can load into that tram because we'll never get out. Anyway,
I just like how the other schools will be looking and they're like, wow, they got a massive set.
And we don't, right? Because we pretty near filled her, but it was like
2 days to unload.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I drove up. They cleared trees across the street just a little bit. Like, they got like maybe an 8-foot curb there, Cam. I drove up an hour early, drove that bad boy right up over the curb, parked her right there on the lawn, and the kids unloaded everything and walked her across the street one at a time. Waited for her loading. But we made time, because when you tear down, you only have 10 minutes. And if you have a truck to the door, your time doesn't stop until the truck's gone from the door too.
Isn't that part of that's part of the whole competition, isn't it?
Kind of. Is that like to get in and get out? Yeah, like it's
I
not.
thought you were going to say the experience.
No, but you know how
experiences.
Yeah, but cast could do awesome, right? And make time and be under an hour. And then crew takes 11 minutes to tear down and cast is disqualified.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like I just had this moment of like, I don't care if they give me a ticket, I'll pay it. I'm not going to cost everybody this because we got a 26-foot truck by mistake and we can't get into the traffic circle.
I'm just shocked that you just didn't have like a little bobcat sitting in the back and just swing the door up and just pushed everything out the door. There, I'm done.
Next year, buddy. Next year. I joked about just putting her in reverse, slamming on the brakes and letting her land where she may.
I just technically they couldn't even charge you because there's no record that anyone was there to get it.
He just left. They tossed him the keys and he left.
The keys. There was a guy here
just drive it down there, just leave the keys in it and just leave it. And someone say, hey, look, someone brought our vehicle back.
Well, listen, there was one year, the whole family, Josh and Jill and the girls and us and Denver and mom and dad and whatever, we all went to Florida at the same time. Denver decided, so the mom and dad got us the house to all share, right? And Denver decided, well, I'm going to rent myself a car, and went and rented a Camaro for the week. So, Cameron, I can't believe I haven't told you this. So the day we're going to the airport, there's a shuttle there or whatever, and I'm driving this minivan with like half the load in it, you know what I mean, and all this stuff, and I follow Denver. He drops off the car, hops in the car, we go to the airport. I drop off the van at the airport, we get shuttled in. Yeah, anyway, you know the routine. Yeah. We get all the way home, and we're in Miramichi, we're home. Denver gets a phone call from the rental company asking, just wondering when you're going to drop off the Camaro.
Oh no.
Denver said, I did yesterday. And they're like, well, no one was here, dropped off the keys, signed papers or anything. He said, I dropped the car off yesterday. They checked security cameras. Guy dressed up in the rental uniform, waiting out front for anyone to drop a car off, swapped with Denver, took the keys and drove off.
I never heard that before. I never heard that before.
Great, robbery movie. They just switch with the guy and take his car.
Wow.
Just took off with the rental Camaro.
Wow.
And they just assumed Denver still had it, right? So they weren't even looking. And then the next day, it was like, are you going to drop that car off? Because they probably have another rental coming.
Well, and what happened with that? Because they can't really come at him because in his mind, he dropped the car off to the staff.
Not a thing to Denver. Nothing.
They would have had to give it to the cops to say some random dude just
because
stole a Camaro.
I wondered if they'd investigate him because he was in on it.
No. Too funny.
Yeah, him already up in Miramichi. Yeah, could you come back? No. I'm good, thank you.
No, but Cameron, this is where Cameron will make fun of me. Because he always makes fun of my knees and injuries and stuff. So we get this stupid U-Haul. I back it up to our bay door in the theater. I hop down out of the U-Haul because with this 26-footer, I might as well be driving a semi, right? And I walk around to the back and I step up and I open the door on the back and I'm about 2 feet away from the bay door. All right. Hop down. And I didn't even jump down. I just stepped down, right? There goes my knee. Out right there.
Truck's
First
too big.
time in 10 years. And we're leaving for Drama Fest in the morning. And by the time I get home and we load this truck and I'm limping around and I'm like, oh no, not now. And I know what it is. It's meniscus because I know, I've had the pain about 10 times before. I'm not going to the hospital. I know what they're going to say. Oh, it should heal itself in about a week there. What about a knee replacement? Oh, you're too young for a knee replacement. That's
just make sure you stay off of it.
Yeah, but I can't. So anyway, we presented our plays, the 2 plays at St. Thomas, but we stayed at UNB and no vehicle to drive around except a 26-foot U-Haul.
That's a long hill to go up, bud.
So I slapped on my old Stone Cold knee brace and onto my pants. And it worked. It worked. But Cameron, I tell you, when I got home from the brace, even I was swollen all the way down to my toes.
Oh.
And it's fine now, but the blisters on my calf from that brace, just chafing for a couple, because it was when they prescribed that to me, it was for if you're ever going to play basketball again, you're going to have to wear one of these because you're going to blow your knee. You know what I mean? It wasn't for walking around day to day, all day for 12 hours. Up and down.
No, it was just for a short spurt of time.
I got full-on scabs in the shape of a circle all around my calf, across from the brace because it just chafed for 2 days.
You should get an award for that, Drama Fest award.
Best blister goes to
the old man walking around campus.
It was quite
probably horrifying.
No, I'm walking a lot better today. Just stairs aren't fun. You know what I mean? But
I'm just trying to picture, because I went with you one time on that, but that was
long time ago.
That was 10 years 2009 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah, probably 2009.
So quite a long time ago. I'm trying to picture doing all that at this stage of life.
Well, buddy, we made that comment. I am not When I first started taking them to Drama Fest, I was 26.
Yeah.
Oh, I am no longer 26. So
And your knees like a 90-year-old.
I had hair and it wasn't gray. You know what I mean? Like,
At least you
I had
have it.
knees.
That's all I'm saying.
Cameron,
Wow.
I don't know. It's racing you, bud. If I took this hat off, it would scare some children. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's competing. I got a widow's peak there, though.
Yeah, mine's pretty wild sometimes.
I got the widow's peak, but it's eroding worse than the Bay of Fundy. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah, the army's retreating to the north, and there ain't.
So, Jeremy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rumor is you got another email there about
Yeah. Oh, man.
Cameron does not.
No, you're not. Just so you know, we're going to talk about something. You're not listening to episode 54. This is episode 55. So,
I can't believe
but
it.
you may have heard this before. So I didn't even get nearly bent out of shape this time. I'm just sitting there at work. All of a sudden, I got an email from Expedia. And I didn't even clue in at first. I thought it was like some sort of, say, 15% or something. And I open it up, and it's just like, message from your whatever booking or whatever it is. And it's like, uh-oh. Tap on it. It's like, just, your booking's been canceled. It was like the shortest, like, yep, booking's been canceled.
At this point in the proceedings, I'm going to request that you use the bleeper.
We don't have a bleeper.
Yeah, luckily we're not live. We don't have a 6-second delay.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Well, in post, this is going to be the part where you're going to put in a very large number of bleeps for me.
That will be fun. That would be funny.
It would be funny.
Because right now, I'm very unhappy with these no good sons of...
Oh, man.
Pepsi
I thought you were going to say it.
pepperonis. Yeah, I really did.
Oh, he did. It's a big long beep though.
Put it in anyway.
Yeah, do it anyway. And I got one of those effects that like blurs one part of your face.
Like those money hungry... I want to kill them. I saw that and I thought what Tyson said in our group chat.
It's
It
so
was like,
gross.
we got canceled, and the Tyson's like, ha, funny. And then all of a sudden I see the image, and I'm at work.
Yeah.
And I stare at it for a minute, and at my desk, I go, what the...
The irony here is I was talking about cancellations with two different groups of people, you guys and my work buddies, you know what I mean? So Mark was saying at work, he was showing us like, did you see this one on the news? That she booked this hotel like 8 months ago for Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And then they call and cancel her room. And now she can't find a place to stay with her friends for less than like $8,000 a night.
Yeah.
Because of stinking Taylor Swift. But she had booked it a long time ago. The second they announced it, she booked a room and then tried to get tickets. She didn't get tickets and then booked a room. She made sure she got a room.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like done. And now they're canceling.
Like us.
Yeah, but now her room is being reoffered, but for way more money. So it went to see. We had just talked about that. And so here I am like, and what are you guys? I don't know which one of you it was. Might have been Gary. Shared the news article in our group chat. And so like I'm getting this on two fronts. In like 24 hours after Gary shares that, like 4 hours after Mark tells me about the news thing he saw, Jeremy's like, you know what I mean? Like, boys, they can't.
No more Pepperoni Palace.
And because of Gary's message before, I'm like, ha ha ha, yeah. Sure, Jeremy. Sure they did. Yeah. Real funny.
Yeah.
Message from the Paprika Penelope.
That's the best one, yeah.
I didn't even react this time. I was waiting for it. I sort of forgot about it. But I was like, why would they be any different than any of the rest of them? You know? And at this point, I mean, they win because like I'm just defeated. I'm like, all right, fine. We'll stay an hour out of town. Sure. You win. You get what you want. Like,
We'll
you don't get half our money.
So the other thing was,
There's another thing.
well, the day that was happening, because I really debated, like, should we vape? Like, I don't know, I'll fire off an email. But I was at work. It was a busy day at work. And also, I don't know if you can tell, but my whole setup here has changed. I just literally finished plugging in this thing before I hit record. And so we're in the process of selling our house. It's actually sold now. And there's an offer. Yeah, well, there's an offer on it and it's all accepted. And, closing date's the end of next month. We're going to the Grand Prix and then I have to move in 2 weeks.
You got a lot in your mind, son.
Yeah. So I'm just like sitting there and it's like, I'm just getting all, like, when I sort of forgot because it's been a while, but like you work with you get going with the realtor and it's just like endless stuff. You're just constantly talking about things. So that's all going on. And then Tyson's like, we need to reach out to CVC. And I'm like, we don't have anything booked. And I'm like, now I'm like, well, what are we going to do with the house? And I was just sitting there at work, like,
too many streets down Brain.
yeah, it was just the wires were all short circuiting. And
This is Jeremy at his desk.
yeah. Yeah. So
we
looked.
did find another place, correct?
We did.
St. Helens Bagels.
Gary should be like a slogan person. Just come up with names.
That is the English name of it, I think.
Really?
Yeah, St. Helen to bag it or whatever. Bag it. So
Bag it and tag it.
might have to do that to us.
It's a top pocket find.
Tyson's red dot is gone.
Oh no.
How long has it been gone?
So
what does he do?
Still says live rec up top, but I don't see anybody's.
Yeah, we're all
that would be us.
Oh, Tyson ran out of
back.
Tyson ran out of storage. I think it's on your machine, man.
You know what the best part is?
What should I do? Let me click.
And we're laughing, so we should just like commentate this whole thing for him.
Yeah, so
Tyson just said he uses a Mac. He loves using Macs. They're great products.
I'm on a Mac.
Tyson
The
ran
best
out.
part is he can say whatever he wants, and no one's going to hear it but us.
Here, this is what it's telling you. Restart the browser, free some hard disk space, and avoid incognito mode.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah, how would that take up space? Is your hard drive full, Tice? Oh, he's good. Oh, no.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh, this one was supposed to be easy.
Really?
For freak's sake.
Curse you, St. Helen, in your bagel.
She's attacking us.
She's really sticking the buns to us.
Sticking the... Oh, she's sticking the baguettes to us.
Oh, he's back.
So what'd you do?
Dot.
Jeremy,
What?
that's so much editing for me and you.
Start over.
We'll just start over. Just make the gap.
No, it's. I don't know that it's any easier.
You can
not gonna
just
lie.
you can just do where Cameron says, "Guys, get ready with the buzzer," and then just make it one big long beep, fade to black.
There we
We're
go.
back in now.
You know what, Gary? You make jokes, but that might not be.
That might be the way to do it.
I'm checking my memory real quick, but I had a bunch of. You still there?
Yeah. Lord of
I
the
had a
Rings
bunch
movies.
of. Surely to goodness, I got 78 gigs available. I should be fine.
It's quite a movie collection.
Chris Jericho's a bloody mess.
So-
The greatest moment ever. What are you going to call the file? I know something he'll go right to.
And I did. Jerks.
It was like just instant.
Didn't you say to turn the volume like all the way up?
And just like a moth to a flame, it's like, ooh, I'm gonna click on that one first. And he did.
So I did a video. It took up a lot of space. I actually got to delete some stuff that would free up another. But I did a video, like an announcement video for somebody for social media. But because of all the files I had to download to make the video, like the video is only 3 minutes, but I've got like this 16-minute video and this 20-minute video. And also I could steal 10 seconds here. And I've got all those on my desktop. And I can't tell you what it is. I'll tell you off air, even though I'm not even supposed to tell you that because it's a pretty cool opportunity for me. But I made the video.
So much so that you got taken down. They took you out.
I will tell you, I can't say until after it posts. I can't say anything because it's not official till it posts.
So mysterious.
But yeah, I completely forgot. That makes sense why I'm full. So I just deleted it. So Jeremy, you might have these, but when you edit in Reaper and stuff, do you have all these cache files afterwards that if you don't clear them out every once in a while, you got all these leftover files?
Yep. Yeah, there is.
So videos like that too. So I did 3 projects in a row and I haven't cleared anything, right?
They're probably much larger for you than for me, but
Video's pretty large. So anyway, I just went and hit clear real quick, and that sure enough, that freed up 78 gigs. Second I hit clear on all the cache files.
Whoa.
Wow. So we can record for like 2 straight days now. The Le Mans
without
24-hour podcast.
We are. Oh no.
We got to tag people in.
You just gave him an idea. Look at his brain twist him.
Could we talk nonstop for 24 hours?
That'd be
I think that's even a stretch for me.
What's the world record on that?
I actually don't think it would be that hard. Because
Stay awake.
But I'm bumped. That's
it's just like recording 24 episodes one after the other, you know.
Yeah, but you got to think of content. You got to get up.
We don't think of content. It just happens.
The top 10 colors.
What? You're going to do an endurance race.
I'll read some more blogs off of that.
No, boys. The world record.
Whatever that
the world
site was
record is.
Jeremy visits allure.com.
World record is 153 hours.
For a podcast?
Yeah.
Wow.
Consecutively? Oh,
It's impressive.
I got to go find that. My brain, leave me alone. Don't be mean.
It hurts.
It's been a week so far.
That's like saying like the Le Mans 24 hours, but it's like, well, no, we do 12 hours on Tuesday and the other 12 on Thursday.
Still 24. Still get you there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
Cameron's story of his mountain pass trip, all I can picture him now is little hobbit going through the mountains.
Yeah. Trust me, I wasn't going slow.
going mad with power. Getting taken over.
Does your dad travel that often to like know that he's coming around this corner and there's going to be a big chateau there?
Oh, I don't know how many times Dad must have driven it, but Dad's got this weird ability. Once he's been to one place once, he seems to remember. Like, I'm that way. If you drive me there once, I can get you back there again. And I don't know why. It's just something that sticks in my head. You know me, who forgets everything. Had the podcast night. But like Katie makes fun of me. We're driving, like we'll go to Fredericton, we'll go to some. Well, she said, "Well, what's the speed limit up ahead?" It'll be an 80, and it'll be a 90 here, and then we'll slow down to this, and we'll do it. She's like, "How do you remember that?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
A lot of detail though to remember, like, oh, there's a chateau in the middle of this turn and that turn's going to make you reach around yourself.
Yeah, well, seriously, Gary, once you drive it the once though, it's impressive.
Gary, that took me.
I hate you, Gary.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know what he's laughing at because I thought I was the only one.
Yikes. Only you, Godfrey. Only you.
Oh my.
Yep.
I got nothing after that one.
Well, I could tell you a bit about, so yeah, I think we were talking, I started talking about the house selling, and I didn't know how it was going to go. So this past weekend, like we've been, working feels like forever. So we did photos the week before last, and like, the house there has never looked as clean and as tidy and organized as it does in these photos. And they turned out
I'd like to live there. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Well, so like our realtor was pretty particular about like, and I like, he was right to do it, but like he just was like, you need to put this thing here and put that there, and you need to fix this and fix that because people come in, they think this, and you like it's really going to make it stand out. And you got to understand, we're kind of in like a cookie cutter semi, so there's like a whole bunch of these, so there's nothing really special about yours, so you just need to make it
any different than the guy 2 doors down,
right? Not as in bad shape as the other ones, and you're kind of ahead. So anyways, around underneath the veranda, one thing was when they backfilled this place around the foundation, they didn't really compact it, so it's been like slowly sinking. Like if you look around the foundation, it's like it goes down like 2 feet in places. And I've always seen it, and I just never did anything. Nothing like selling a house to fast forward everything you should have did in 7 years and a week.
Everything you put off.
Yeah, everything you ever put off. So like, I'm like, oh shoot. So anyways, before we actually had it listed, we had it all cleaned up for the photos. And he said, well, I actually know a couple who's in town. Like, I know we're not listed, but he's like, I could show them the house because, I know they're looking right now. So I was like, yeah, sure. So we vacate or whatever. And he brings them through. Fun fact, the wife of this couple is Andre Tierney's sister, who is now the head coach of the Utah whatever they are. Yeah.
The Utah Yetis.
Really? Yeah, right. Hockey club or whatever is the leading. So I was like, oh, that's neat. Small world. So anyways, I thought, I'm like, oh, who's going to notice that under the veranda? Anyway, so like these people come through. I'm like, yeah. So did they notice anything in particular? He's like, yeah. He said the first thing they noticed was this big hole underneath the veranda. And I was like, oh, cool. So anyways, I get on the phone.
You just didn't go try to find leaves from around the neighborhood and stuff it in the hole?
Well, so I I'm like, all right, I got to get some fill in here and shovel this under. And then like there's lattice down the front, so it's not like a straight shot that you just push it in. So I'm trying to look at it and I measure it and I'm trying to get an average volume because I'm like, I don't want to get this wrong and have 10 tons show up and then only need one wheelbarrow load. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
then you have to try to find a U-Haul to get it out of the ring.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
And I'm already Dartmouth. I'll just go to Nikoak, say, yeah, I'm here for the reservation. Here you go. And anyway, and it's funny. I already got U-Haul ruts on the grass from the time I tried to get the piano out of here. So I filled those in a little bit. But anyway, so I call Autobahn. They're like not a sponsor, but they landscaping place there. And they have fill that it's like stuff that gets filtered out through their screening stuff for topsoil and all that. So it's like $130. And I'm like, okay, well, so I'm on the phone. I'm like, okay, so I think it's 5 tons. I tell her the square feet. Like, I'm like, okay, this 2 feet here, the average is out. It should be this much volume.
I'm watching the look on Cameron's face as you describe it.
Right?
I'm not even watching you. I'm watching Cameron. He's computing, as you say. Like
he's trying to figure So anyways, I try to give them square feet. And they're like, well, we do stuff in tons. And I'm like, okay, but I can take, like, if you have, like, the area or the volume in cubic feet. I'm like, yeah, well, I have that. So I give that. And so it's like, yeah, it's going to be like 5.5 tons. And I'm like, okay, cool. So it's going to be $180 delivered. I'm like, not bad. Cause it's just, it's not really nice stuff. So, I'm like, cool. So then like, I'm just like 5.5 tons. That's a big number. And I'm like, if that's like I have to shovel that, like that's going to be
move 5.5 times.
right with my back. And I'm like, man, so I go online and I'm like, I'm Googling like 5.5 tons of topsoil. So like, so I can see
pounds.
So I can see like a picture of it. And I'm like, oh, if I see a picture of a mound of it, then I'll know for sure. So like I start Googling it and I see like, it's YouTube has everything. And so there's literally a video of a guy going, here's 5.5 tons on my lawn. And it's just him talking about this pile of dirt.
Standing on the top of Everest.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I click on it and it's like showing this dump truck backing in and like unloading like a big load of, and I'm like, oh no, like that can't come here. Because I'm that paranoid, right? Like this could have been much worse, but I'm like, because if I get way too much, I got to put it somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? Gosh. Like it has to all move.
This is
and like all around the yard, all around the neighborhood.
And I don't have a backyard. It's not like I can tell them to go in behind and dump. It's like literally I only have a front yard, which is part of the reason we're moving. So like, so anyways.
Not after that, you'd have a backyard.
Well, that's true, eh? So anyways, I'm like...
Teach that snowplow operator to come back again.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you what. Plow around this.
So I'm like, I don't know what they're using for this, like, cubic feet to tons, because they must have some factor for that type of fill.
Yeah, the decimal's in the wrong place.
Yeah, and I'm like, that just... So anyways... I call back like the next morning. I'm like, it's like Saturday morning. I'm like, you didn't load the truck yet, eh? And they're like, oh no. And I'm like, oh good. I said, because I think like I'm just going to do 3. It's almost like half. And I looked at some pictures of that and I thought, okay, that looks reasonable. So anyways, the guy shows up and he's got his 5-ton, which makes sense. And so I'm like, yeah, just, right here. I guess, like right on the front lawn. And I'm like, I mean, there's no septic or nothing. I was like, you can back onto it. And it hasn't been raining, so there's no worry of doing what I did with the U-Haul. So anyways, he backs up and unloads this thing, and I'm just watching it all come out of the back of the truck. And I'm like, 3. And my young fella's out there. He's like, yeah, this is so cool. And I'm like, oh, that looks like so much. It doesn't
Where's
look
like my Tonkas?
Yep. And I'm just like, and the guy's like, there you go. And I'm like, thanks. It comes up to like my waist in places. Yeah. And like,
Jeremy's like, before you go, do you move pianos?
And I'm like, oh, can you just back into this pile and just push it against my veranda and some of it will fall in there? Anyway, so the guy leaves and I'm just like, I think this is still too much. And I'm like, what would I have done if I didn't call them and check? It would have been twice as high. You know what I mean?
Oh, it would have been.
So I don't know what this conversion is, but I'm like, I'm telling you, I over...
Ain't right.
Yeah, like I'm like I took a measuring tape and like took the, you know what I mean? I'm like,
sorry.
How big was the hole?
Well, it varies, right? So you have to take an average. So it's like 18 feet long. It comes out at roughly like 2 or 3 feet from the wall, and it's down probably a foot in some places, 2 feet in others. So like, you know what I mean?
You probably could have got away with a 1.5 tons.
I don't know, 2 feet down. Some spots, Cam.
That's what I'm saying. So that's a lot over that distance. That's
a lot.
Up.
If it's 2 feet out from the wall and 2 feet down.
18 by 3 by 2 at the worst.
Right. So that's what I went with.
Yeah. Okay. But 5 tons would have been way too much.
Oh my.
Oh man, it would have. So So honestly,
Here you have,
Just a
Jeremy would
BMX
have a
track back there.
I had to take. So it was this goes on, right? So I'm like, so this is
Just
Wednesday.
fill it with water, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Gary will tell a submarine to park there.
Evil Knievel can jump it.
Right.
Adds value to the house. It's a water feature.
Yeah, if you leave it long enough, it even goes in your basement. It's so pretty. It's so nice.
Yeah, added security. Oh, you put in cameras? No, a moat.
And a 2-foot high parapet around it all with the rest of the I had left over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love laughing at Jeremy's expense. It's awesome.
Right? Oh man, I feel like I've been on a roll this year with awful things that everyone can laugh at. But anyway, so this is this shows up Tuesday. So you got to understand. So we've had the photos. The listing is supposed to go live Friday morning, and the plan is we're supposed to vacate the house basically from Friday to Sunday. So we got a hotel booked downtown. So
and stuff,
and there's going to be, so many of them. It's just easier to just leave. But in my mind, I'm looking at this pile and I'm like, there's no breaks. So when we were talking about the podcast last week, I was like, I have to be out here every night until 10 o'clock, probably, to get this dirt underneath this stupid veranda because a guy happened to notice it.
On too.
So that was happening at the same time. So anyways, I start shoveling and I'm just like, I went and bought Robaxacet. And like, I was just like taking Robaxacet before I would start. Cause I'm like, I can't die. I can't leave and be like, anyway, I guess I didn't get to all of it. There's a giant dirt pile.
Young lad standing on the top of it with a flag.
Yeah, yahoo! Yeah, you can tell kids you can play with your Tonkas on this thing. Looks great.
Did you bring out the snowblower?
I thought of it.
The Cosworth hooked up.
Fires it through the house, goes into the neighbor's house.
Man, that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but you're not just standing at one end, just shoveling it into one spot.
No,
yes,
you're
because you got
down.
this 18-foot long trench, so you're walking all the way to the other end.
All the way down.
And then it's 2 foot deep, and then you're walking all the way back.
My father-in-law, who's on the ball with outdoor things,
Did you have a wheelbarrow?
Had a wheelbarrow, so I went picked that up. Spade, shovel, so I actually had the right stuff.
Here's the question. How many times have you ever had to use a wheelbarrow, Jeremy?
One time. Last week. Never had to use one. I mean, what have I done in my life where I've needed a wheelbarrow, Like,
how many times did you tip it over?
I was going to say, took the words out of it. Did you do the classic dreaded overfill? Like, I could get more in this trip, and boom, there she goes.
So, yeah, well, it did happen, and I learned because the lawn's on a bit of a grade, and I parked the thing sideways, not even thinking. So I'm like, stupid Phil, get this thing, and I'm shoveling it in there, and all of a sudden, it all rolls out.
Done that.
Yeah. And like, so the reason I brought this up is the funny part to this is because like I live in a very densely populated area and now the weather's nice. So like everybody's outside, everybody's walking by and our house is on the sidewalk side of the street. So we have a sidewalk on the front, sidewalk on the side. So like, and I've been here long enough. I mean, a lot of the people I've seen around a lot. So it's like, you just kind of get into it. And the first night, it's like you're just started getting going, and people are like, "Oh yeah, you're working hard there. You're gonna come do mine when you're done there. I got some fill I gotta do." And so you have that conversation 400 times because everybody's going by, and you're out there for 4 hours doing this. So and it's all kind of a funny tone, and like there's kind of you can see everybody looking at it like, "Ooh, that sucks. Better him than me." I mean, why do you get? And then they're like, "That's way too much. I don't know why you get all that." Like you can see all this thought process going on.
You can hear the silent judgment.
Yeah. Well, and then it's just so funny because like the next day, I probably got about halfway. I'm like, okay, if I get halfway done the first day, obviously the next day I should be able to get the other half if I'm not in the hospital. So, so the second day, it's like all the same people are out, right? And they're walking by and whatever. But now they're like saying less and they're just kind of looking like, oh, that poor guy. Like, wow.
Sucks to be
sucks. Anyways, I did get it though. I got it in 2 days. I probably spent I was 4 or 5 hours each night. Thanks, boy. Thank you. And the other thing too is I'm watching the weather, right? Because it was pretty overcast. I'm like, if this rains and this gets wet, it's going to be twice. It's going to turn into 10 tons. You know what I mean? Anyways, it held. It literally started. Drops of rain started on the last wheelbarrow load, and I did have too much. I ended up taking some over and shoving it underneath the deck, which doesn't need anything. But I'm like, I got to put it somewhere. So, anyways, that's my.
Did you tamp it down really good?
Well, no, because under the veranda, I can't get under there. So, and that's the thing is, I had a rake, and I have to get down and push sideways because I'm not taking all this lattice off and all that. I'm not getting into that. So I
wait. Now I have a secondary question about the rake. Were you using a leaf rake?
Not a leaf rake. No.
Rake? Just ask.
Or the landscape rake. You know what I'm saying?
The landscape rake.
That bad boy's 1.5 meters wide.
Mr. Godfrey, well about
gone
those?
by the golf course and got the sand bunker rake.
There you go. That would have been nice.
Gary, they're extending hole number 6.
Oh, nice.
They're putting a new hole behind it, and they're extending it, and they cut down all those trees, and they're backfilling the whole thing. Yeah.
Didn't they extend that one 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
They're doing it again.
Oh.
And they drained off all the wetness back 13, 14. They drained it all off, and it's going out in the woods and everything. It's nice and dry back there. Be a shame if the lad went back and tore it all up.
That's funny to me because well, that's funny to me because why does it take that long? You extend it once and then you're 15 years later, you're a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. They hired new president there, and they hired a company to come in. And why can't we grow grass in here?
It up.
And, it might be the 200-foot tall pine trees. Yeah, sucking up all the water. I don't know.
Yeah, or the bog that's right behind it.
So, wow,
that's
Jeremy.
exciting. Yeah.
Anyway, so at any point did you hit the point where you're like, you know what? I'm not going to live here in a week, and these neighbors are walking by, and you just go, I
thought of it. I thought of a lot of things.
I'm sure you did. None of them good.
Yeah. And
it's the little TV show montage where it goes inside your brain, and suddenly you're chasing people down the sidewalk with the spade.
Yeah, exactly. my thought was
one more lad says one more thing. I'm taking the shovel and throwing it right at him.
Well, by the second night, if they were stopping by and I knew they'd seen me before, I was just like,
here's a rake.
You just leave me alone and let me finish this. Let me do this.
I would just hand them a rake. Here, get to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I love the classic. It doesn't seem to matter where you live, but the ever classic. When you're done there, you can come on down to my place.
Right?
Shovel my fill.
First night. Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah.
But isn't that something if they walked by and you were hand washing the car, when you're done there, you can come on over to my place. Wash my car.
Yeah, they used to do that when I used to split wood for Dad. Someone would come in and see him and go, splitting wood, eh? You gonna come do my wood pile? And I'm thinking, why don't you put your head in this wood splitter?
And they're kidding, right? It's always like that. Then you come do my wood pile. Mowing the lawn, eh? When you're done there, mow your own lawn.
You almost want to see how far that goes, right? Start filming an adult movie on your lawn and being like, when you're done there, why don't you come over to my wife?
Walk right into their Jeremy. Walk right into their front door. Cooking supper, eh?
Well, you
Push
just give
the
me
window
yours. You
open.
can start again.
Stick your head in the window when you're done with that. Why don't you come over to my place? It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, and after a while, I was like, I'm tired of laughing at this joke.
You know, it was funny though, because I was thinking the other day, apples and oranges, completely different thought, but the same thing, like cashiers must hear the exact same things all the time. Like, oh, this thing won't scan, must be free. The thing is, I know I've said it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've
Sir,
said
could
it.
you do me a favor? Could you put your hand on this conveyor belt for a moment?
Can you stick your hand in this gear?
Yeah.
I know. I've started saying it too, and I'm like, guys, it's falling out of my stupid head. I'm like, why am I saying this? Must be free.
I wonder how many
I just like
times
to
they
walk
hear
up
that.
and go, just hand them, give them the money. How are you? Good, great. Let it be and just move on.
Yeah.
Imagine what it must have been like when Interac and stuff first came out and they had to
Oh,
like
man.
explain, just slide it in here.
Oh yeah.
I wish there was a simpler way to do things.
Well, like, I think I told you this before, but like mom worked at Zellers like most of her life, and like when I would call about whatever, and like she was in work mode and she'd answer the phone, I'd be like, Mom, can I? Am I allowed to speak? Because it was just like afternoon Zellers, and you're like, oh. I'm sorry.
Man, we had perks back then because like she worked the service desk.
Yeah.
So like then it's like all the cashes were full and you'd be walking down with your cart full and you made eye contact.
And the whole time Tyson keeps going like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was wild. She like work mode was very different from yeah. Good times.
Tyson walking by with his cart, all the people in the lines up. When you're done paying for yours, you can come pay for mine.
Oh no!
78 gigs.
Are you out of space?
Tyson ran out of storage.
You know what? For a change, it's nice that he's having the technical issues and not me. You don't have room. It lies. It's a Mac. It lies.
This is gonna sound so weird without him saying anything.
It's going to be better for us because we're just laughing at it. We just again make up what he's saying. It's all right, Tyson. It'll be fine.
I'll just find some random bit of audio from some other podcast and just throw it in. That makes no sense.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Serenity now.
Look, he's just defeated. Just defeated.
I'll
Restart
click.
the
What
browser.
should I do again? It's the same thing. Restart the browser.
Thing.
Free
See,
some hard disk space.
Talk about work mode. It's the same thing.
Are you in incognito mode?
No, he is not.
Free some hard disks.
What he's saying.
Well, we're
He's
at
up
an
to
hour.
space.
Nice way to end. And he's gone.
And
Restart your browser.
Tyson has dropped off for a moment due to technical difficulties. If you'll allow our technicians time, we are looking into your issue, and all of your issues are important to us. Thank you for holding. A representative will be with you shortly. Oh, he's back and he looks mad. He looks as mad. He looks as mad as when the Bruins beat Toronto. Oh, that's just
You ignorant.
Thank you for
How's
those
your
kind
team
words.
doing? What's the score right now, you dumb?
the best moment ever. You gotta bleep this out.
We'd like to thank our sponsors for the kind words.
We apologize for the long wait time. All of our available representatives are busy with other clients. Thank you for holding.
No. You know what it should say? That's how it says. But you know what they really mean? I can translate that.
Yes, please do.
Thank you for being on hold. We don't really care about your issue, and we're kind of busy, so we'll get to you when we decide.
So Amanda must have heard me upstairs because she just came downstairs. I'm yelling at Cameron because he's chirping the Leafs. Jeremy said he could bleep it out.
It's going to be so awesome. Oh, that's going to be the best part.
Well, there goes our everyone rating.
Yeah. Sorry, boys.
This is going to be a nightmare for you to edit.
Yeah, it
no
is.
computer even set up in the house. No time to do anything in all of this.
Both of us, because even when I drop out, I still have to do something to that.
Jeremy, this was for your 2 tons of soil. I have a garden home.
Oh, that's wicked.
Could you put that against my head?
I have oh gosh. So riddle me this. If my browser's full and I have no storage, how am I back without deleting anything?
I don't know.
And why is your name Tyson the Third?
Because I'm trying to keep track of tracks now. This is the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Because none of my video is going to line up because I hate the stupid... It buffers it for you and supposedly lines it up. It never lines up right. It's close, but it's not lined up right.
I know. It's awful.
So I still got to find it. Now I get to find mine 3 times.
Jeremy's
in the video, too. Oh, boys.
Jeremy's going to have this whole setup at his work tomorrow.
Well, so Gary, you said it, I mean, we have an offer agreed on the house, but it's technically still for sale. I mean, if someone wanted to, I don't know. I have to tear this down at some point again. So I'll have to get the editing done.
Maybe the Wildcats' new coach looking for a place to stay.
Yes. Has it been official yet?
I think so, eh?
It is.
Let's be real. It's him. You know what I mean? Breaking news at the Bush League podcast. McDougall is the new coach of the Wildcat. I'm sure we're breaking the news here.
Coach Mac.
Man, oh man. What a year he's having.
Well, I was going to say his track record is pretty good.
Cow. Never mind Berube. The Leafs should hire McDougall.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Wasn't it 84? Was it 84? No. With the playoffs and everything? What did it end up?
84. 48 and 0?
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Oh, Cameron, they won every game in the playoffs.
I never knew the Sea Dogs thing about him, though.
What's that?
A couple of years ago when St. John was hosting the Memorial Cup, they lost in the first round of the QMJHL playoffs. They fired their head coach, but since they were hosting the Memorial Cup, they got to play in the Memorial Cup. So they hired Coach Mack as their interim coach for the Memorial Cup, and they won.
They won. Yeah. I heard that story somewhere.
That's
Someone told me that
impressive.
wasn't you.
So he has a Memorial Cup under his belt too.
Wow.
You imagine firing your coach and all of a sudden like, yeah, we need a guy. You think he can help us out? Well, I think I can try my best, and then just destroy the competition.
win the whole thing. Yeah. Yep.
Wow, that's got to make your stock go up.
There was rumors. There was rumors for a bit that it might have been Gerard Gallant because
I heard that too.
He was around. He was around for some stuff, and anyway,
I heard that too.
yeah, that's good.
And then,
rumor.
and then the Biz was going to put up all this money because he wanted UNB to play the winner of the NCAA tournament because
Yeah, I
he
saw
thought they
that.
could take them.
yeah.
And I messaged that to
What?
Tanner. So Gary, small world because you went to some of the UNB games, right?
Oh yeah, quite a few.
So Tanner Summers, UNB's goalie, was on my stage crew for drama for 3 years in high school. So then I texted him the video of the Biz saying he wanted to put up all this money for them. And he said, "Isn't this getting wild? This is getting crazy." Yeah, but congrats to them. What a crazy season.
Yeah.
Just insane. Yeah. Wow.
How would you go from that team to like another team where you lose?
I know, right? And I don't know what happens to some of these players because they're like, some of them are graduating and
Yeah.
like Tanner played for the Timberwolves and then had some stints with the Titans and then back to the Timberwolves and back to the Titans, back to the Timberwolves. And then he's too old for the Timberwolves. Then he goes to UNB and has a year like this at UNB.
Mm,
Like, where do you go now? Like, what do you do? Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, it's hard when you get like, your early 20s, you're already like, okay, well, am I gonna
Yeah, like if you're 23, 24 now, where do I go now? Like, it's
Yeah.
not even, that's not even
crazy.
old, but what do I do?
Yeah,
a
because
couple of them
when you
already
think about-
announced that they're going to the ECHL
Yeah.
teams.
you
Yeah.
can
Couple
play
of them to Europe.
yeah, you can still play pro, but I mean it's not a you better be
It's
committed
not the
to
show.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, boys, I don't know
Yeah.
how long we've been recording, but mine says 7 minutes. So
Yeah, we're at an hour and 10 minutes and an hour for you.
More like 45 minutes.
I'm going to have to look that one up, though. That's weird because I'm telling you, I just didn't delete anything. And now we're recording again, and apparently everything's fine until it does it again.
This is weird, man.
Maybe it's a Google Chrome thing. I don't know.
It shouldn't be.
But I mean, you
In
used
theory.
the same setup the whole time, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't let Riverside doesn't like Firefox, but I use
No.
Firefox for everything. So I have Google Chrome just for doing this, and it's never done this before.
I mean, if anything's going to work, it's going to work in Chrome, right?
Pretty much.
Right?
Or Firefox. One or the other.
McLaren sponsor, right, fellas?
So we're all going to start going for Ferrari soon, right? Because Adrian knew he's going to show up there. Just saying.
Oh,
I'm
man,
holding it, Matt.
I have to go back to hating them very much again.
No,
Can't
wait till they
with
win
Adrian.
4 or 5 championships in a row. Then you got to start hating them again.
Or did you hear the other rumor? Williams is trying to convince Newey to go back.
Yeah, that won't happen.
Work
I
on our
heard
latest.
rumors of Aston Martin trying to put up $100 million to get him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would. Maybe you put it at
$100 million.
Williams'
$100
pitch to Newey is we just updated our all of our computers to Windows XP. All of our 2 computers.
I'd like to
We
hear.
can still have
this
the-
one.
We
I'd
still
like to
have
hear
the system
the.
you worked on last time.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we never changed since you were here.
I'd like to hear Alpine's pitch myself. That would be
We have nothing. We need help.
a mantra for the year: nowhere to go but up from here.
Hasn't
Man,
that been Haas's motto for the last 5 years?
I don't know. They've had some middle of the pack stuff, so it's
You leave Chick Magnuson alone.
Man, Kevin Magnuson is the most exciting racer on the entire grid. That guy is fighting
I know,
for
man.
16th, and he is like the most
watching
entertaining
him
guy.
the last couple. Yeah, because like Verstappen, not the last race, but the race before, he's way out to the lead again, and it's like, oh, Like, he's my guy, but am I going to sit here for the next 45 minutes for him to be up 4 minutes, then 6 minutes, then 8 minutes? And then here comes Mad Max through the pack in 16th. Yeah, let's rack up like 5 fines, 20 seconds in penalties.
He's about to lose his FIA
What's he
license.
fighting for? Points? Nope, he's fighting for 15th. And he's got the elbows out. Like, he's just...
Not only is he out of the points, he's losing literal points on his license.
Yes. But it's
I
entertaining.
think you could take points away.
Yeah,
there you go.
The super important ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then they're like, "What do we do if he loses his
License?
spot?" And I'm like, "You don't think they have like 8 guys waiting in the wings if something like that happens?"
Oh, yeah,
Come
Nick
on.
DeVries, right? Right, fellas? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Latifi?
Oliver. Don't forget Oliver.
Yeah, Latifi, that's right.
I just enjoy that. Like, it's not that I enjoy Mercedes having a tough year, but like Hamilton
You do.
ends up back with like the Haas's. So there's been a couple times where it's been Hamilton and Magnussen, and Magnussen just doesn't give an inch, and it's just Lewis on the radio with the classic like, "Yeah, he pushed me off the road, man.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah, he pushed us off, man." You know, it's like, it's just always those same radio messages.
Meme of the year goes to this guy that made a Lance Stroll, like, just this perfect, like, whiny voice brat meme of like,
that.
"Dad, why can't you buy Red Bull?"
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
man.
it.
Yeah. It's
All right.
That's all right. We don't get it. This guy's gonna start dominating all the races now.
I'll hold my breath. When he drives by you for the first time and you're sitting in the stands, I'm going to watch you openly weep.
I wasn't sure what you were gonna say.
Man, I'll tell you one thing, though. If Vettel's there...
Reach
if
around.
Yeah.
Give you a nice big hug.
If Vettel's there picking up garbage, I'm ditching you 3. I'll be down with him picking up the trash.
Tyson's like, I'm all about the environment. I'm all about the environment.
I love the environment, Sam. I love it. Bees are awesome.
So I take it then, Tyson, you're going to have to watch the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
No,
Yeah, he's racing in that, eh?
He's racing
good
in
for
it.
him.
Yeah.
You lost me at 24 hours. This right here is the only 2 hours I had available for the next 3 weeks. So.
You know what people will watch? 24 hours of this podcast as we watch the 24 Hours Le Mans. We'll commentate the whole race. That's what everyone wants.
You know what? I could
It's
do it.
dark.
Boy, it's tough to see.
I think there's a red light in the distance.
Yeah, I think Tyson's into it, though.
He's thinking hard, guys. What do you want, Tyson? Us to commentate a race? It'd be the most funny race ever. And Magnussen with his elbows out. What do you think, Jeremy?
Yeah, his elbows are out. Those are some pretty big elbows.
There's just no grip out here, man. Yeah, the car's just not fast at all, man. Everything's man.
Smooth.
And the best part is they're always like, copy,
smooth.
copy, Lewis,
Oh, man.
copy.
Operator.
I can't wait.
Smooth operator.
So Ravi, the Ferrari race engineer, he's not a race engineer anymore. Did you see that? Like, we are checking guy. The guy was always like,
Really?
copy. We are
Copy.
checking
Yeah.
that.
Copy.
We are checking. Yeah, anyways, he's not, and everyone's real sad because, like, who's going to say we are checking now whenever they say anything? There's whole compilations. But, like, you watch any race and it's like, and it's so funny because, like, Sainz is like basically the race strategist. He's always like telling them what to do and they're just like, copy, we're checking. Cracks me up.
Where's Lando's song, Jeremy?
Hey, he's won a race.
You're going to bring a Bluetooth speaker with you and just have that play in the whole race.
Don't ruin the surprise, Gary.
That's if we ever get there at this rate.
We'll get there.
It's like I told you.
Hitchhike on the way in. We're going to trade Cameron for Miles. Cameron.
St. Helen will take care of you.
It's like I told you.
Cameron?
By the time the race rolls around, we're going to be leaving from our houses that morning. That's what's going to happen.
Every morning. Where you guys in from? Edmundston. Closest hotel we could get.
We got a hotel in New Brunswick.
Sure, we could get something in upstate New York.
Yeah, no. Hard pass.
Your passport's valid?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Might need it, buddy.
We're good.
Might need it. Where'd you guys get a hotel in? Trois Rivers.
Three Rivers.
We got a hotel in the gas bay. There's a corner you can reach around yourself on.
Right across the pond.
Right up there by Dahaha.
Right up there by St. Louis, Dahaha.
And he says he's never been to Quebec.
I was gonna say, man, that's pretty deep Quebec trivia.
Oh, Cameron, that deserves an.
It actually has an exclamation point, 2 of them in its name.
2 of them in the name.
It's great. It's great.
Well,
hey,
boys.
Hey, key.
I'm officially acting too stupid to be on here, so
yeah,
this is good.
I've been honestly waiting for the red light to go out, and then you would just stop recording, and then we'd end it.
Well, our luck, it's working now, so we could be here. We'll break the 24-hour world record or whatever it is.
Yep. Well,
yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's nonsense.
we will bid you adieu.
Cameron's ready for bed. Ready for bed.
You can tell.
I got to go, guys. I got to get head start because I drive across the river every night and tuck them in. So I got to get
going. Well, thanks for listening. If the audio is even remotely lined up with our mouths, then you're welcome.
Oh my gosh!
But it might not be. So who knows?
I'm so sorry.
Situation normal.
Situation something.
All right, boys. Oh,
all right.
Wait, I got to say one thing. Butt Toots McGee. I told Gabe I'd say Butt Toots McGee on a podcast, so there. He knows about the podcast, and he said, next time you do it, can you say Butt Toots McGee? So there you go, bud.
That's amazing.
I'll play this
Butt
back for
Toots
him.
McGee.
Your new sign off.
Yeah,
McGee.
Definitely.
Oh man, that's going to be my podcast name for the next forever. Butt Toots
Is Butt
McGee.
Toots McGee friends with Princess Consuela Banana Hammock?
They live close together. They're they're not far away from each other.
It's the same neighborhood.
Yeah. The twins live between them.
Yeah. No hedges, though, thanks to one of our sponsors.
And they're quite comfortable thanks to our other sponsor.
No topsoil needed.
No topsoil needed, thanks to this month's sponsor.
Oh, I've had it with no more topsoil. Never again.
No more topsoil.
I'm done.
Fertilizer.
Are we talking about when Lando goes by? That's the wrong car engine sound, but
See you later, everybody. World record is 153 hours.
For a podcast?
Yeah.
Wow.
Consecutive? Oh,
It's impressive.
I gotta go find that. My brain, leave me alone.
You just wasted some of your life listening to the Bush League podcast. You must stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe and leave a 5-star rating. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook.